Shalom. I like to give all honor, praises, and glory to Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai Bahashem, Rachaha Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule well, taught me this truth. Peace and salutations to the Akim preaching this word with truth and sincerity around the four corners. Like Elder Malcolm would be saying, risking their lives and freedom to do so. Peace and salutations to the Akim and the few Aqua, the true believers of the hopeful elect. Just coming back in the spirit and theme of prophecy. And I was watching a couple of the brothers' videos. And one of the videos I watched was from GMS Precepts, the brother Nazar Akkad. And he was going into how Poland is doing the war training, getting ready for just in case Russia invades them. You know? So I got a news article that I want to read, hit a couple of precepts, and the Lord's willing, this will be edifying. This is from, I got this article from watching GMS Precepts, Nazar Akkad. So you should definitely subscribe and be edified. This is from CNN World. It says Poland's Tusk plans Slovakia. Damn, pop-ups, man. Poland's Tusk plans large-scale military training for all adult males to boost reserves. And this was published yesterday. Like right in the afternoon hit. It says Polish Prime Minister Donald Tusk speaks at the parliament in Warsaw on Friday. It says Poland's Prime Minister Donald Tusk said Friday that his government is working on a plan to prepare large-scale military training for every adult male in response to the changing security situation in Europe. Tusk told the country's Sejm, the lower house of parliament, that the military training would create a reserve force that is adequate to possible threats. Yeah, so they're getting ready for for the upcoming war, basically. Because Russia's definitely taking over. You know, it looks like it's going to take Ukraine back, and let me see. When you look on a map, Poland is right next to Ukraine, you see? I got Russia right there. Got Belarus or Belarus. You got Ukraine. Then you got Poland. You got Lithuania. Latvia. Hungary. And so on and so forth. You got the members of the NATO and the EU right there. So this is the NATO eastern flank. Yeah. This is the NATO eastern flank. And then it goes to say how many troops are in the nation, allied troops and host nation. And from what it says, Poland only has 10 10,500 troops, allied troops. And then the host nation is 120,000. So Poland is basically beefing up their army, you know? It says the speech was focused on the international security situation. Poland is located along NATO's eastern flank, what I just showed you, and is deeply concerned by the war in Ukraine. There are fears that if Ukraine is defeated, it's not even if, it's just a matter of when. Because if America doesn't back Ukraine anymore and Trump goes through with his peace talks with Vladimir Putin, Russia's going to take over Ukraine. It's just that simple. Like, they don't have the manpower. Ukraine doesn't have the manpower nor the resources, especially if America stops funding them. It says Russia will turn its imperial ambitions next to countries like Poland, which it controlled during the 19th century during the Cold War. Yeah, you see, and then that ties right in with Ezekiel, the 38th chapter, how the Lord will put hooks in Gog's jaws. Gog represents Russia. You know, Gog of Magog. It represents Russia. And the Lord putting hooks in Gog's jaws, basically turning Russia back into that Soviet Union-like state. Like Vladimir Putin wants to bring the Soviet Union back together again, the USSR. You know? And Ukraine and Poland, like I said right here, it was part of was part of the Soviet Union. It says Jaroslaw Kaczynski, the head of Poland's largest opposition party, the Conservative Law and Justice, said a mental shift in society would also be needed in addition to the military training of men. We will have a return to the chivalric ethos and to the fact that men should also be soldiers, that is, be able to expose themselves even to death, Kaczynski said. Yeah, so they getting ready for this thing. Concern has grown in Poland and across most of Europe as President Donald Trump has shifted the U.S. position from being a defender of Ukraine to withholding military aid and intelligence and signaling a support for Russia's position. There, you see? Because during the Biden administration, the U.S. was funding Ukraine, giving them billions of dollars, giving them, weapons, military aid and whatnot. So now, with Trump in office, Trump he said to hell with all of that. They're trying to create peace with Russia because, Russia is a superpower as well as America. And Trump said that he was going to end the war. He's going, and it looks like he's trying to. America being in this proxy war with Ukraine, this proxy war with Russia using Ukraine. Not to mention that America's still in that proxy war with Iran, funding Israel. And it's not looking too good over there for them Amalekites or them small hats over there as well. But, America's not going to stop funding Israel, the state of Israel. The Israelis not going to stop funding them Israelis because, contrary to popular belief, the state of Israel, them small hatters, they own America. You know, they control America. It says if Ukraine loses the war, or if it accepts the terms of peace, armistice, or capitulation in such a way that weakens its sovereignty and makes it easier for Putin to gain control over Ukraine, then without a doubt, and we can all agree on that, Poland will find itself in a much more difficult geopolitical situation, Tusk said. Yeah, you see? So the way it's looking, if Putin gains control of Ukraine, you know he's going to have his eyes on Poland next. And Poland is like, they're not with the shits. Basically. That's basically what Tusk is saying. It says President Andrzej Duda on Friday said he's submitting an amendment to the Polish constitution for consideration, which would oblige the country to spend at least 4% of its GDP each year on defense. Yeah, so this thing is definitely going down. I'm gonna get a couple of scriptures. There's the book of Matthew, chapter 24. And now I started at 3. It says, and he sat upon the Mount of Olives. The disciples came unto him privately, saying, tell us, when shall these things be? And what shall be the sign of thy coming and of the end of the world? This is Yahushua speaking to his disciples. And Yahushua answered and said unto them, take heed that no man deceive you. For many shall come in my name, saying, I am the anointed, and shall deceive many. Here's the point. And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. Yeah, and that's what you're seeing. You got wars and rumors of wars. And now Poland is getting into the mix because they don't want to be taken over by Russia. You know, they like their sovereignty as they have it. And Russia's not even... Russia's looking like it's taking over, just like how the scripture said it would. You know, putting the hooks in thy jaws. So all we gotta do is wait for this thing to unfold and continue. Verse 7, for nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines and pestilences and earthquakes in diverse places. All these are the beginning of sorrows. Yeah, this is just the tip of the iceberg. Just wait. Just wait. You're going to see more and more of NATO get into conflict with each other. You know, like it tells you in the book of Daniel, the 2nd chapter, how the toes wearing the feet of the statue. You know, when Daniel interpreted Nebuchadnezzar's dream. You know, wearing the feet, where the toes. You know, where the kingdom would be partly strong and partly broken. Wearing the feet of this thing. These nations are starting to lose their strength. I mean, they're going to fight amongst one another until they all click up together and then turn on America. That's what's going to happen. It's the book of Mark, chapter 3, verse 23, and it reads, And he called them unto him and said unto them in parables, how can Satan cast out Satan? And if a kingdom be divided against itself, that kingdom cannot stand. And if a house be divided against itself, that house cannot stand. And if Satan rise up against himself and be divided, he cannot stand, but hath an end. Yeah, we're clearly looking at the end of Esau's kingdom. Because you got a lot of infighting amongst NATO and the EU. And America's trying to stay out of it, but it has no other choice but to get in it. And, we still got the wars over there in the Middle East, the Valley of Jehoshaphat, that has to commence, So we're in beautiful times. Beautiful yet dangerous times. Well, if I remember, I'll leave the link to this article in the description box. But yeah, if anything else pops up, I'll be sure to blow the trumpet. So, Lord's will, you're edified. Till next time, we're gonna say shalom to the elect.